Vasari took over the direction of the works at Palazzo Vecchio from Battista del Tasso in 1555 and carried out an immense labour in rendering more organic and functional the innumerable rooms, halls, chambers, stairs and corridors which made up the palazzo. Vasari's intervention concentrated on the interior of the palazzo, which in its new arrangement was centred on the Great Hall, the present Sala dei Cinquecento, through which one had to pass in order to go from the old 14th century to the new apartments. It had been the seat of the Legislative Assembly, the Consiglio Maggiore, established by the Dominican friar Girolamo Savonarola, who in 1495 entrusted its construction to the architect Cronaca, under the supervision of Antonio da Sangallo. The enormous room, intended to contain the assembly of the just, of the truly honest citizens, was inaugurated with a sermon by Savonarola as early as February 1496, even though the floor and the wooden ceiling had yet to be made. The appearance of the sala, lit by mullioned windows in the two long sides, was of an almost monastic austerity. In the centre of the east wall, opposite the entrance, was the tribune of the Signoria, where the Gonfalonier of Justice and the 8 priors sat on 9 wooden seats. At the sides of the tribune there were 2 wooden podiums for the 12 Buonomini and the 16 Gonfaloniers of the companies of the militia. On the west wall, opposite the tribune of the Signoria, stood an altar. The only decoration consisted of the austere wooden coffering on the ceiling,
which was made of simple wood and divided into panels with a cornice all around.
The coffers being not very deep. The coffered ceiling was borne by a system of roof trusses which also supported the roof. In 1540, when Cosimo I moved into the Palazzo Vecchio, the restructuring of the Sala Grande began. With the fall of the Republic in 1512, it had lost its tapestries and had been divided up into apartments for soldiers. In 1542, the Duke commissioned Baccio Bandinelli to rearrange the north end of the room, making
a facade at the end full of columns and niches.
But the principal task was carried out by Vasari from 1560 onwards.
We are setting to work on the Sala Grande, a work which will surpass every other made by mortal men for size and magnificence.
Vasari raised the ceiling by about 8 metres in order to confer a less squashed appearance on the huge room, and he transformed the original trapezoid floor plan into a rectangle by building a new end wall to the south of the sala, symmetrically with Bandinelli's. The raising of the roof and the construction of a new and grandiose wooden ceiling, bearing the triumph of Cosimo in the centre, were carried out between 1563 and 1565. The work on the walls, the opening of the mullioned windows on the long sides of the sala, and the painting of the great frescoes showing episodes from the wars with Pisa and Siena, continued until 1571. In 1565, on the occasion of the marriage between Francesco I and Giovanna d'Austria, Vasari completed the construction of the audience chamber, begun 20 years earlier by Baccio Bandinelli.